Welcome back, everybody. Joining me tonight is a senator who has represented the great state of New York for over 30 years. Please welcome Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Senator, how are you doing? How are you riding out your quarantine?
I am here at my house. I've been here for 5 weeks. We finished the COVID bill, 5 weeks ago Wednesday at 9:30, voted at 10:30. I couldn't wait to get home, be with my family. So I've been here ever since. I've only touched 4 human beings in the last 5 weeks. My wife, my daughter, my son-in-law, they came to live with us, and my 16-month-old grandson. And I'm working, Stephen, I'm working 24/7. I sleep about 3 hours. There's so much to do. But my most exhausting hour is the hour I'm assigned to chase Noah around the house. We're not childproof anymore. He pulls the books off the bookshelves. He goes into the closet and bangs the pots and pans. I only got in trouble once. Was on the phone and he got into the china drawer and broke some plates. That was not a happy moment for me.
Oh well. We've all broken a few plates over the last 6 or 7 weeks.
That's for sure.
You're known to be cheesecake dependent.
Yeah.
I hope you're not. I hope your cheesecake dependency hasn't gotten out of control since you went into quarantining. What's your comfort food?
No, but I do think of it. One of the first things I'm going to do when we're allowed to resume normal lives, I'm going to go to Junior's, sit at the table all by myself, down a few cheesecakes, and I'm going to wash it down with Aroma Pizza, the best pizza in Brooklyn on 7th Avenue in Brooklyn.
But why wait? I mean, a mini cheesecake would make a nice face mask. Just scoop out enough. There's no way.
Stephen, most stores are closed, as are these. I found out they're both going to open up again. Praise God. They're both.
You don't have a stockpile of cheesecakes at a moment's notice?
No, we've replaced it with Edie's, Miss Edie's Swift Churn ice cream, the coffee and the vanilla bean. Good.
All right. Chuck Schumer, brought to you by tonight's sponsor, Edie's Ice Cream.
No, I'm not getting any money from any of these places. I just think they're good.
Now, sir, today is the last day of President Trump's official stay-at-home guidelines.
Yeah.
Do you think ending the federal guidelines now is a good idea? I mean, is it over?
No.
Can we go start licking doorknobs?
No, it's a very, very bad idea. We should be listening to the medical experts, and they all tell us that we should not go too soon because it'll come back with a vengeance. And we don't have enough testing, Stephen. This is one of the keys here, and it's one of the mysteries and huge shortfalls of the Trump administration. We don't have, every country that has overcome this quickly has done it with a whole lot of tests. Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Germany. And even, when New Rochelle, the first place, was quarantined, I called up the mayor, a nice guy, Noah Branson. I said, what's going on? What do you need? He said, if we had tests and if we could test everybody, we could see who has the virus, tell them to stay inside, see who doesn't have it, they could go to work, walk on the street, shop in the stores. The amazing thing, we have asked the Trump administration to have a national plan for testing, to use something called the DPA, Defense Production Act, where they could commandeer the factories and the supply chains and and require enough tests be made for everybody. They just used it for the meat factories, but why aren't they using it for testing? We could have enough tests if they did that. I've asked the president to do it on repeated occasions, and he hasn't done it. I got a nasty letter back once, but no DPA, no real testing.
Why do you think he is so resistant to knowing the truth about this? Because we can't actually make good decisions unless we know what the lay of the land is.
Look, it hurts him. It hurts everybody. The sooner we can have testing, the safer people will be. Even if we open up stores, if everyone's afraid to go out, no one's shopping at those stores because we don't have adequate testing, what good is it going to do? And it is a mystery. I first thought it was sort of an ideology. I don't want to command private industry what to do. Although Truman used this during World War II, and others have used it during the Korean War, and others have used it as well. But he was resistant. But now that he did it with the meat factories, why can't he do it for testing, which is essential? I don't get it. No one gets it.
Well, Mitch McConnell has called the Senate back to vote on judicial nominations, and I know that some senators are saying that they may not go back. Can you say I won't come back, or do you have to to go back if the Senate gets called back to session?
I'm going back as minority leader, but let me just say this. If we're going to go back, let's do something about COVID. We should have tough, strong hearings. I'd like to call Dr. Birx and Fauci before us without Trump hovering over them, correcting them, and trying to keep them quiet, and ask them about the testing and why we're not doing it and what we can do to make it happen. I'd like to bring the head of the Small Business Administration before a hearing and say, why are the big shots getting it, not the little businesses, you know, the butcher, baker, candlestick maker? Why aren't they getting it? I'd like to call the Secretary of Labor and say, how do we get the unemployment checks out quicker? Instead, you know what Mitch McConnell has called us back for? He has a protege, a friend of his in Kentucky. He wants to make a judge, a very conservative, very right-wing person. Wants to put him on the second most important court in the land, the Court of Appeals. It has nothing to do with COVID. And this guy was rated unqualified by the Bar Association. That's why he's calling us back. If we're going to come back, we ought to be focusing on COVID and making things better.
What's he like when the cameras aren't on?
Look, I try to get along with everybody, and but he's not very talkative. Let's put it like that.
Okay. Now you want the next bill to be like the $2 trillion CARES Act.
Yeah.
What should the United States Congress? How should the United States Congress allocate the next $2 trillion?
Right. There are a lot of things we should have in it. Let me mention a few. One, we got to make sure our elections in November are fair and safe and free. A lot of people won't want to go to the polls. We ought to have mail ballots for everyone, but we ought to allow people who want to go to the polls to be there. And we want to make sure some of these barriers, you know, the state of Alabama, as I understand it, to vote by mail, by absentee mail, you need a notary public to certify. Why is that done? To prevent minorities and poor people from voting. So we should do that. A second thing, I've got three things I'll mention to you. There are a lot. The second thing is we need a heroes fund. I love these frontline workers. My heart goes out to them. They are such amazing people, risking their lives, going to work every day. And the burdens they have are amazing. You know, one of the great things, I don't know if you're seeing this in New York, every night at 7 o'clock, got an hour, we lean out our windows and we cheer these workers. We're all isolated now. We hate being isolated as New Yorkers. We love to go to the parks and everyone and the subways and be near each other. But at least people are cheering. Who are we cheering? Well, let me tell you a story of one guy I talked to on the phone, a home health care worker named Recto. Because he takes care of two elderly people, he gets paid next to nothing, a little bit above minimum wage. He should get more. He took a bus to take care of these two people every day, and he cared for them. But now with COVID, the bus isn't running. Recto pays for a cab to go take care of the people and come back. He hardly has any money. So we ought to give these heroes, these frontline workers, whether they be medical workers or grocery store workers or bus drivers, something extra. We proposed extra hazard pay, a heroes fund, $13 an hour. And the third thing we ought to do is make sure that our states and local governments have money. They're going broke. And, you know, Mitch McConnell has said, let them go bankrupt. It's not an abstract concept. These are people. They're going to have to lay off firefighters who protect us, police officers, bus drivers, food safety workers, hospital workers. So we ought to get real money. The states and localities are spending a ton of money on COVID, but they're also not getting revenues because no one's paying taxes. You know, the federal government delayed the taxes till June 30th. So that means most states don't get the taxes either because the two are done in sync.
We have to take a little bit of a break, but stick around because when I come back, I'll ask the senator why he doesn't want President Trump to sign all of our individual checks.